All right, we are back live.
Well, hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you all, even though we can't see you. Glad to have you all back with us.
All right. So we are back with our topic of the math A math in part two. And we're gonna continue the conversation. Um, as you listened or were part of part one, we broke down the disrespect tax. And today we're gonna go a little deeper into the thing that keeps people paying it. Choosing feelings over facts. Choosing feelings over facts. And we're going to answer some questions, some real questions, some hard questions, some questions that don't have easy answers. What if you are the one that's been disrespected? Or in my case, what if I'm the one that's being disrespected? Or what if we both in the wrong? What about the kids? What if that person is really, really changing this time? You ready, Andre?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's start talking about facts. Don't care about your feelings.
Hmm.
We said facts don't care about your feelings. And some of y'all loved it. Maybe some of y'all struggled with it. Some of you probably said that was harsh. So let's unpack it, right? Because what we're not saying is your feelings don't matter. We're not saying that. We're not saying that you should have become a robot and ignore your emotions. We're saying that your feelings don't change the facts. Andre.
Hmm. Facts. What are facts, dear? I mean,
Facts are evidence. What you talking about?
evidence. Evidence of what?
Okay. Let me give you an example. Okay. So here's what happens in your mind when you are stuck paying the disrespect tax. Your facts and your feelings are at war. That's what's happening. And most of the time, your feelings are winning. So let me show you what that look like. I cheated on you, but you love me, right? We have history. You don't want to start all over. What if I can't find nobody else? Those thoughts keep coming in your mind. So does your love for me change the fact that I cheated? Does our history erase the betrayal?
No.
Does your fear of being alone make my infidelity acceptable?
It should.
Does your worry about finding someone else mean you should stay with me, the person who violated your trust?
It shouldn't.
So the thing is, none of your feelings change the fact. But your feelings are so loud, they're so overwhelming, they're so persistent that they convince us that we gotta ignore what is right there, smack dead in our face. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, hello, Miss Chicago.
Hi.
Welcome back. That was a lot to take in. But it's the reality of a lot of relationships. It's life.
Yeah.
At some point, for a lot of people, where we have to choose what's right for us or what we feel is right for us. And I say that to say we've established a home, maybe. We have children. Like you said, history. So many years, so much time, so much effort, so much money. And we take all these things that we've put into it or that we've given.
Hey, Tosh.
And we say, I've done too much to start over. I put in too much time to start new.
Yeah.
We have children. They need us both. I want my children to have a happy, healthy home. We say all these things, but we leave out one person when we're deciding to do these things. And that's the person that's suffering. That's the person that's hurting. That's the person that no longer feels relevant or respected.
Mm.
The person that may feel unaware of what's really going on behind those closed doors that will lead someone to go out that same door and do what they did. Sometimes they know, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But we all know what's going on in our homes, in our hearts. And we know if we still have that person in our hearts, or they have us in their hearts.
Yeah. Hey family, Tanika and Tasha joined us.
Tashala and Miss Tanika.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
So here's what I want to say, what we're not saying. We're not saying ignore your feelings. We're not saying suppress your emotions. We're not saying be cold and unfeeling or make decisions without considering how you feel or even pretend you don't love that person, right? What we are saying is your feelings don't change the reality. The decisions that you make, they should be based on just your feelings alone, because that's going to keep you stuck. You can have feelings and still honor the facts. Your emotions give you information, but facts should guide your actions. So let me break this down from a different angle. Your feelings are valid. Feelings are valid. But validity doesn't equal accuracy. Your feelings are valid, right? But validity doesn't equal accuracy. You can feel like staying is the right choice. That feeling is valid. You're allowed to feel that. But that doesn't mean staying is actually the right choice based on the fact. You can feel like they're going to change. The feelings is valid. But if the facts show no evidence of change over months, over years, your feelings isn't accurate. That's what I'm saying. That's what people get stuck. They think if I just feel it, it might be true. But feelings will catch. Let me say this. I'm gonna try not to be harsh, but I'm gonna just say it like it is, because we talk about being honest and transparent. Your feelings be lying to you. Feelings are influenced by fear, trauma, attachment wounds, hope without evidence. There's a lot of hope out there. Hope. Oh, I just got a little hope. Well, I see potential in them. And then you got the scarcity mindset. And then you don't want to be alone. That loneliness catches all the time. And then the last thing I got, and I'm going to toss it over to Mr. Tucker, is you are familiar with dysfunction. So when I say facts, don't care about your feelings, I'm saying check your feelings against the reality of what you see, what you're experiencing. I know I said a lot.
Still buffering, processing.
Oh, I see some comments out here. Ty said, right, you stay because you're comfortable. And she was just saying, heck yeah. Yep. Got some amens in the corner over here. They know. What you got?
I will say, all what you just said is very true, valid, and it pertains to a lot of people. But what I'm not saying is there's not a such thing as reconciliation and people changing and restoration. Those are also options when these things do happen. But you have to have a sense of awareness to know if your feelings, when intertwined with the facts, how that other person is handling that situation. Because some people will take that and use it against you. They know you love them. They know you care. They know how much you care. And they know you want it to work. And if you're willing to try, some people will take that and buy time. Some people will take that and use it against you. So I'll just say there is such thing as restoration. and forgiveness. But in that season of longing for that, be careful how you approach it.
Yeah.
And how long you deal with that season. Because people will buy time.
I agree with that. And I think sometimes that's where that hope comes in. Because the person may seem or appear like they're changing. And because that's what you want, that's what you hope for. You look at that, and sometimes we ignore the fact because they already changed. They made some changes, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the changes they made. But I love the point. It is restoration. We know all about that. We know about forgiveness. We know about those things. Tanika said they weaponize your feeling for them. That's true. And you may think this person loves me. They probably do love you. But they also are probably buying time, like Mr. Tucker said. Because they know how much they mean to you. And sometimes people think you won't leave the situation because I done did this enough times. They ain't going nowhere. They love me too much. And in their mind, that's what they think. They love me too much. They ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be right here. And yeah, okay, they might be mad for a minute. They'll get over it. They're gonna just be mad for a minute because sometimes we have that soul tie. And that soul tie is a dangerous thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, that thing will snatch you right back in when you think you then left the situation.
Unfortunately, a soul tie is a lifetime lie.
Ooh, say it again. Say it again.
A soul tie is a lifetime lie.
A soul tie is a lifetime lie. Put that in the chat.
Because your heart's involved, your soul's involved. You connected with someone in a way you shouldn't have. And in those vulnerable moments, because of some things that, let's just say, some good memories of someone, it can catch you off guard. As traumatic as it was, the reason you left, you may not think about it at the moment. But if you're going through something bad with where you are, a good moment of where you used to be will pop up in your head, in your heart.
Yeah.
And don't go back down memory lane with the music. In that season, you were with them. Don't go to that favorite ice cream parlor. Don't eat that favorite food that you used to eat together. The enemy is just stringing you along and leading you right back to that traumatic situation by allowing the good things to pop out at you because you're going through something bad with where you are. It'll make you think you were better off back there. So next thing you know, you're looking on Facebook, trying to see what they're up to, just scrolling, trying to go back down through their lives and see where they've been, what they're doing. You even want to see who they're with to see if she look better than you.
Or he looked.
Or he.
Yeah.
So now you're interested again. That's soul tie.
Yeah.
You have to be careful because once something becomes a part of you, you can't undo it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
be careful with those things. That's why people go back. That's why people get caught up. Because the enemy will play with your mind and bring back those memories. And being angry, it's a natural feeling. We're human. But the Bible says be angry, but sin not.
Yeah.
We have to know how to handle our emotions. We have to know how to handle those things that cause us to detach ourselves from where we are and from who we're with, even briefly, because we're angry. And because we let these things that we're going through instigate those things that we're keeping track of in our hearts. Now we want to make the score even. Now we want to get back.
Yeah.
Now we want to prove ourselves.
Yeah.
You don't control me. You don't tell me this. All these tactics the enemy uses to tear our homes apart, to break our hearts, to cause us to make these decisions that we regret later on. And not just for us. If you have children involved, it can affect them as well. So anything that's meant to be good, to be healthy, to be happy, to be holy, an ungodly soul tie can cause you to tear it all apart.
You know what? I love that you talked about that. And then Michiko said control, now called narcissistic. Yes. Yeah, the change occurs until you show them you're in the trust lane again for them. Yes, you are on the right track. Yes, ma'am, you are. We calling it that disrespectful tax that we keep collecting. Like we pay our taxes. We pay taxes when we stay in relationships that are disrespectful. And it's not just the relationship with maybe man and woman, right? It's also some relationships with girlfriends. I saw this post the other day on Facebook and it said, you know, the lady was saying something about miss me with your women empowerment and your brunches because it's a lot of mean girls out there. And it is a mean, why are we so mean to each other? So example of that is that person will regularly insult you in front of other people. They compare you to their friends. They compare you to themselves. They dismiss your accomplishments. They withhold maybe, I don't know, affection. And when you address it, they say, oh, you're being too sensitive. Oh, Mikio, please. Girl, stop. It's some mean girls out here. I don't know about the men. I don't know how y'all hang out, but I know I'm like, I'm not in no mean girl syndrome. So again, that's that disrespectful text. When sometimes we laugh, ha ha hee hee. Don't be ha ha hee hee into my face. Let me just tell you. I'd rather you just don't even hang with me. I don't even get with that. I like what you said, Felicia. Secret jealousy, envy. Why? We all trying to come up. But that happens. So I wanted to say that because we while we're talking about in relationships that you may have with a partner, we're also talking about in relationships that you may have with friends or so-called friends.
Well, believe it or not, women, we have messy men too. You know, I listen to some men speak and how they interact. And, you know, it's almost as if I want to ask them sometimes, have they had a cup of estrogen?
Not estrogen.
Have they hung around too many females or have too much energy around them because they get a little messy, a little petty. They like to gossip too. But I just stand by and I watch. And that lets me know I'm not exempt.
No. No.
So be careful what you share and who you share with.
Yeah.
Because it may seem like they're listening and they're concerned, but it's just ammunition.
Yeah.
For the next person.
Then
they gather things from the next person and they give it to the next person. And I call them busybodies. They're walking around trying to catch a word or two out of people's conversations so they can put a sentence together and go spread it, which most time is a lie. So it's human nature. It's people. It's what people do. But just be careful.
Yeah.
In any type of relationship, whether it's at work, with your coworkers, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just be careful.
So I'm always gonna bring my people gonna be people. You right, cuz you are so right. So y'all know I'm always gonna bring the culture framework in here, right? So what happens when you are in a situation and you need to just decipher. So I got a couple steps for y'all. And this is called feelings inform, facts decide. So step 1 is acknowledge your feelings. Don't suppress them, name them. I'm afraid of being alone. I feel like I love them. I feel guilty about leaving. I hope they'll change. Write down what it is, because those are your actual feelings, and you need to honor your feelings because they are real. The second thing is examine the facts. Separate your feelings. What is objectively true? What have they consistently done? What patterns exist? What evidence supports change or lack thereof? And what are the concrete consequences of staying versus leaving? Write them down too. The third thing is ask a third party question. If my best friend, if my sister, if my brother, if my daughter, if my son came to me with these exact facts and feelings, what would I tell them? You wouldn't tell them to stay because you love them. You tell them the facts matter more than feelings. And the fourth thing I'm going to say is make a decision based on facts while honoring your feelings. That's key. You can say, I feel afraid and I'm choosing to leave based on the facts. I love them and I'm setting this boundary based on the reality. I feel guilty and I know this is the right decision. You have your feelings and then you have your decisions. They don't have to match. But what if they say, Dre, but I really love them. I really, really love them. It's deep. It's my feeling. I was deep.
But at this point, and I'm not gonna go there anyway. So it seems to be always easier to give the advice you're not willing to take yourself.
Talk about that.
Because it's not your heart involved. You don't feel what they feel. You don't know what they know. So it's easier.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the matters of your heart, it's a little bit harder because you feel something. And that's why people can talk all day about what people should do, what people shouldn't do. Even therapists.
Yeah.
That's their jobs. But it doesn't mean they have it all together at home. They're doing their jobs. So giving advice and being led by your own advice is two different things because they're two different hearts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say, as I always tell anybody, in the midst of all this sorting, feeling, deciding, there has to be some prayer. There has to be something guiding other than you.
Yeah.
Because we can go a different way each and every day. Sometimes every other hour. Start feeling good about something.
Yeah.
Then there's a trigger. Or there's a phone call from that girl you really shouldn't be talking to in this time. Because she might give you some energy you don't need right now. And you might get confused. So be careful who you talk to when you're going through these situations. Be careful what you listen to. And allow your faith and your prayer to lead you. But don't ignore the obvious.
Yeah.
Some things don't take a whole lot of prayer. Something
you already know.
Right in front of you.
Hello.
And to be honest, lately, I've been seeing a whole lot of people be honest. It's just the other person don't want to accept the honesty.
Oh, that's true.
And they stay in the midst of somebody already telling them who they are, how they are, what is going to be, what is not going to be. And for whatever reason, they try to love right past them. Like they stepping around something that's not even there. Excuse me. Excuse those words. I still got some work to do.
Mean it.
Yeah. Excuse what you just said. I got some things to do to prove that those words don't matter to you or to me. So sometimes it's not always what it seems. Somebody just not listening sometimes.
Yeah. You hit the nail on top of the head there. Sometimes we ignore what is right in front of us. That person has been totally honest with you. They may say, you know what? Don't fall in love with me. I'm not in that space right now. Hey, they may say, you know what? I ain't ready for this right now. They tell you where they are. And I'm going to talk to the women right now. And sometimes we will override what they said because we think we can change that. And I'm talking from experience. Because you know what you have to offer. And you're a good person. And you know you love hard. You get all these good characteristics. But if that person is not ready to receive, if that person is going through something, if that person is telling you, hey, I ain't ready for this. I'm looking to I ain't looking to get married right now. That's not what I want right now. But you looking to be married, you gonna push past what that person said to you. Like they ain't, to Andre's point, like they didn't even say it. I will tell you this. Sometimes love is not enough. You can love somebody and they can still be disrespecting you. You can love somebody and the relationship still can be toxic. You can love somebody and it can still be destroying you. You can love somebody and you still need to leave. Love doesn't override the facts. Love does not make disrespect acceptable, and love does not mean you stay no matter what. And my cousin just talked about love. If the love don't match what's in the Bible, it's counterfeit. I love that you said that, because what love actually is, real love requires respect. If respect isn't present, what you have isn't healthy love. It's attachment. It may be trauma bonding. It may be codependency. Real love requires to be reciprocated. If you're the only one giving, sacrificing, adjusting, that's not love. That's servitude. Real love requires honesty. If you lie to yourself about the facts to say, you're not honoring love. You're enabling dysfunction.
Enabling dysfunction.
That's what it is.
I like that you talked about what love is.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes love isn't enough.
It's not.
And I always got to take it back to how much God loved us.
And
I go back to John 3:16. Gave so much, but still in all, for some, it wasn't enough. To this very day, he gave so much. To some, it's still not enough. A love that no one else could show us. A love that no one else could give us. There's something else that no one else could do for us because he loved us. Yeah. And it's still, to this day, not enough. So what makes us think that we can love the ways out of somebody, the hurt out of somebody, the dysfunction out of somebody, if God can't even do it? But he's patient. And he's allowing us this very moment right here. Yeah. To get it right. To turn away. Yeah. And to choose him. And the fact is, sometimes we're just not chosen. We can look at a relationship for 22 years and that person will leave and get with someone else. And within 6 months, you'll see trips. You'll see everything that you wanted out of that person right in your face online. And you're sitting there steaming. All the years I asked him to do that for me and with me. I asked her to do that for me and with me. And it took only 6 months to get everything that I asked him for. Unfortunately, you weren't chosen.
Wow. That's deep. That's See, that made me want to come see you. I ain't gonna lie. Ooh, listen. As you were talking about that, I think about a conversation I had with some girls that I'm coaching. And we talked about love, but not really loving yourself. Like you talked about God and how God loves us so much. And sometimes he right there. And we'll talk to everybody else. Mm-hmm. We'll tell everybody our problems. We'll fuss on the phone. We'll on the phone for hours on end, telling everybody about our problems. But we won't tap into the source that has power over everything. Mm-hmm. So I asked the girls yesterday, they were giving their energy to, who they giving their energy to. And it's like sometimes they depleted themselves because everybody else came first. And I said, and they said, I'm not taking care of myself. And I'm like, I want you all to get in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. Like, seriously, look in the mirror and just look at yourself. Because sometimes we get in the mirror, we doing our face, we getting ready and everything. But how many times have we just sat in the mirror, just looked at yourself and just say, I love you. I really love you. And mean it. Because if you love yourself the way God loves you, there's no way you'll deal with disrespect. There's no way you'll deal with all the stuff that we deal with, we accept. And I'm not saying everybody perfect, because people make mistakes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when it's done over and over again, when you have the disrespect taxes adding up monthly, yearly, years and years and years, you have to ask yourself, do I love me? So I got this assignment to look at themselves in the face every morning in the mirror, like literally, and don't rush past it. Sit in it and tell yourself, I love you. 10 times. Tell yourself and mean it. So 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night. Because again, sometimes we love other people more than we love ourselves.
Love, love, love. So, as we're talking about love and matters of the heart, and I heard you say, loving yourself the way God loves you. What if people don't truly have a relationship with God to know how he loves them or how much he loves them?
That's good.
What if that relationship's not intact or it's not there the way they think it is or where it should be? And they're not really experiencing the intimacy with God to see and to feel in prayer and be in his presence, to feel his love, to feel that peace that he can bring in those situations that nobody seems to understand. When it seems like nobody gets me. And I can go to God and I can feel a peace, be at peace of mind. My heart can feel a little more easy in this. And I know it's not me, but something that's guiding me through it. My mindset changes and things just feel different because of the relationship I have with someone else or something other than me or that person I've been trying to talk to that just don't get me or not trying to hear me. So some people don't know what that love feels like. So they depend on other people's conversations and affirmations to dictate how they feel about themselves. They rely on a kind word to motivate them about themselves. But until you feel the love of God,
Jesus,
until you feel the presence of God, until you find that peace only God can give, that he left, that he gave, until you can experience that joy that he gave, that the world can't take away. It's still there, but you won't allow it to be.
Man.
Until you know that, you will seek something you'll never find the way you want to in a person, because it's not within you to connect what true love is. And that's how you know what love is. Because the love in you connects with love. Love not only desires love, it requires love.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a feeling, man. I'm telling you, it will fill you up.
You smile.
I'm trying to tell you, y'all, listen, I know about that. I know. And here's the thing. I didn't always know about it, because sometimes you go to church and you're taught different things, but sometimes people don't really break down having a relationship with God and really, really, really sincerely connecting with him, giving him your time. And some people like, I don't even know what to do. Let's just have a conversation with him. We can have a conversation with everybody else, but we can't have a conversation with. Listen, I'm tapping into the source all day long. Listen, I ain't got time to gossip. I gotta have my time. But being filled with that love is so satisfying. And one thing I know is people will disappoint you all the time. And I remember a conversation we had. I don't remember the exact full conversation, but I remember me telling you, God ain't never failed me. God has always been there for me. God has always had my back. God ain't never let me down. Listen, a person will let you down all day, every day, but God ain't gonna never let me down. Listen, I stay connected, and I think, and I want you to expand on this a little bit further too. What would that look like for those who do not know how to? Because it's honest, some people have never experienced it. So they look for it in other people. And this ain't even on our topic. Lord help me. God, Holy Spirit, come on. Anyway, they haven't experienced because they don't know. And what they have been taught does not look like love. It does not look like God. What they experience in churches, I'm going to put it out there, has not been evidence of what true love from God, of God, looks like.
That's called being religious. The Bible says be careful of following man's traditions. Some things are passed down, and some people take it on in respect of their elders, ancestors, whomever it may be. Some people are in establishments because it's a family thing. My grandparents, great grandparents were preachers, and now I'm preaching. So people are so mindful to commit to what someone else did that they love and respect in their families. And they'll carry on those traditions and ways, right or wrong, out of respect for another person. And I call that blind leading the blind. Because to me, regardless of who it is, right is right, wrong is wrong. And if somebody's not leading with the heart of God, with the love of God, the patience of God, with the understanding of who God is, and the understanding of what their assignment is, then they're doing it their way or what they've been taught. So now it's up to you to pray for discernment. It's up to you to ask God to lead you to the right place, in front of the right people, to the right leader.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for knowing where you are, what's being taught, what you're being fed, and if it relates to your belief system, if it relates to God's word, and if you feel the presence of God, if you feel the love of God. If somebody feels controlling, they won't allow you to speak your heart, they won't give you the proper understanding, whatever it may be. If you're uncomfortable, seek answers. And they can't give them to you because of their ways, because of their teachings, because of what they've been taught. Hey, that's a red flag.
Mm.
So going back to praying, going back to seeking God, asking him to lead you and show you. And don't ignore it because you like somebody. Don't ignore it because they pray well, they preach well, or whatever it may be, they sing well. Don't be so mesmerized by gifts and talents, but allow God to fill your heart with truth. He will lead you into all truth and into the right places in front of the right people.
Right. We got cousin Deja. She said, I think the reason people are so quick to talk to others because it's easier talking to someone that you can see versus someone you've never seen. It is. God never leaves us, and that is so true. It is easier to talk to somebody who probably talk back to you. But if you just be quiet sometimes after you talk to God and just sit and listen, he will bring it to you. He will talk to you. In different ways he talks to you, but you gotta have a ear to hear. And sometimes you be like, I don't even know how to do that. Well, ask him. Ask him for, give me an ear to hear. Help me build a relationship with you. Help me be able to learn how to spend some time with you. Create space. When you create space, and this is something I shared with the girls yesterday too, is here's the thing. God ain't gonna never go against your will. You don't want a relationship with him, he ain't gonna beg you. He ain't gonna say, hey, I'm gonna make you do this. He's not gonna force himself on you. It's free will. But whenever you say, you know what, I just wanna pray and just spend some time with God. That's exactly what he's right there. And sometimes he gets our attention. And we done tried everything else. And again, I'm speaking from experience. We done tried everything else. And none of it worked. So you get on your face and say, God, I done tried everything. I done tried everything. I surrender. And let me tell you, woo.
All to thee, my blessed Savior. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Experience. He will come and open up things that you ain't never seen open up in your life. Go to
and this wasn't where we were going tonight, but it's for us and hopefully for somebody else out there. So we are to share in one another's sufferings. That's biblical. We are to be there for one another. That's biblical. But at the same time, there are some things people can't show you. There are some things people can't really explain to you to where you really see it for what it is. There are some things people can't open up your mind to the way God can. So that relationship is very, very vital and important. So although we need one another, but that relationship will send the right people to give you that answer. Maybe somebody to give you a phone call. I was just thinking about you. They may just start talking. God sent them. God placed you on their heart to call you, to deliver the message. So we are to be there for one another. But at the same time, it's nothing like that personal connection and relationship with God that gets you through those times when nobody seems to hear you. Nobody seems to see you exactly where you are, how you are. Or it seems like nobody can understand you where you are in those moments. So sometimes we have to pray. Yeah. Sometimes we have to move away from the noise and the people and the gossip and the negative energy and the loudness of some people's voices. So
yeah. Oh wow. Well, that went a little different, but I'm glad we had. Here's the thing: sometimes you just gotta allow God to come in when He come in. We do not block that. Whenever He has a download, we allow it to come on in. But I do want to thank you for that. There's a couple questions that came to mind. And as we kind of go back to the topic, what if I'm the one that's being disrespectful? And I think acknowledging that and being aware of that. I didn't really know I didn't think I was being disrespectful to you until you told me. And then when you told me, I was more of, then I was aware, but I was still doing it because it was something that I was accustomed to doing, and it took me some time to stop doing it. But I had to do some self-awareness for myself to say, okay, let me see my part in this, and really do the work to say, I'm wrong, right? I was disrespectful and I'm wrong, period. I got to own it. I got to sit in it fully. And I can't say, well, you were disrespectful to me, so I'm doing it back. That's tick for tat. But then you got to understand what the root cause is. Why did I do it? Why was I disrespectful? And where did I learn this from? And I think we talked about that in our last session. We learned it from, sometimes we watch our parents disrespect each other. Maybe you learn that control equals love. Maybe you operate from fear or insecurity. And it isn't about making excuses. It's about understanding where you are so that you can change. And then apologize. I'm sorry. Not I'm sorry you felt disrespected, because people be like that. I'm sorry you felt disrespected. Okay. No, it's I'm sorry for disrespecting you, because that's that person's experience. What I did was wrong, and I take full responsibility. That's owning it. That's accountability. Another question was, what if, I'm going to do this one. I think you talked about one of them. What if I leave and I regret it?
That's a question for me.
Yeah. What if the person leaves but they regret it leaving?
It depends on the reason they regret it.
Yeah.
Because some people can regret losing resources. Some people regret the comfort, losing the comfort of a thing. Now it's harder out here.
Yeah.
I had it better. So they go into that even though season and they take the I had it better because of this or that. So those are the people that take advantage of things and relationships to get what they can out of it. So life is not so hard. They can regret that. Some people can regret it because now they've really looked in that mirror and they've acknowledged their part. They've acknowledged what part they played in the separation.
Yeah.
Now they come to terms with, if I had just, and they fill in the blanks, maybe this part of it would have been better. Or maybe I could have done this differently. So some people are seeking a genuine second chance. So that can comfort. So it all depends on the person.
Yeah.
And from looking from the outside, what they see and what they feel is missing, or what they're missing.
Yeah. Because people do change, right?
People do change.
But you gotta look at, is it change or is it performance? Because sometimes it's performance. And performance looks like change that only happens when you threaten to leave, or improvement that lasts 2 or 3 weeks, then they backslide, or they make promises and there ain't no action behind it, or trying without going to therapy, without taking accountability, or without truly making concrete steps in changing the behavior. Real change looks like they want to be better, not just to keep you, but for themselves. They're making a substantial effort over months, not weeks. And they want to go to coaching. They want to get some coaching. They want to get some therapy or some other professional help, just because there's some underlying issue that's going on that they need help with. accountability structures that they put in place for themselves. I'm gonna hold myself accountable, right? Or one of the things we do is say, hey, when that happens, can you tell me when that happens so I know what that looks like? Because sometimes I'm just doing what I'm doing and I don't really know what he's talking about. So he'll be like, so right there, that right there, what just happened? That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay, I see now what you're talking about. So calling in not from a accusatory or pointing fingers. No, I want to show you the behavior that I'm talking about so you can put two and two together. This is what it looks like for me when you do this.
But be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, true.
Because when it's pointed out, don't be upset. Don't deflect. Don't get into a certain mood. Don't feel attacked. I'm only doing what you asked me to do in a way that you asked me to do it. So when it happens, accept it.
Yeah.
Take it in and say, this is me. This is a part of me that I need to change or need to work on.
Yeah.
But first of all, acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And receive it.
Yeah.
But some people like to deflect in those moments. Might think about it later. Might come back and say, you know what? I shouldn't have reacted that way. Because, I do realize now I do that quite a bit or whatever. It might take a minute to get used to it.
Yeah.
And the other person has to be patient with that as well because it's a process.
I do want to say this, and it goes with Tracy said. Sometimes it's performance at first, and then if you are lucky, it becomes permanent change. Because sometimes it is. Sometimes they're just doing it. But when you do a thing and practice a thing for a minute, it becomes just what you do because the dots connect, and it's like it's coming together. So sometimes even when, people are changing, sometimes we be sitting right here all close to them, just watching. Sometimes you got to just give people space. Don't watch them change. Like, take a step back. Separate if you need to. Give them room to work without you managing it. You ain't got to manage them. There you go. Plant the seed and let it grow. And I can't stress this enough. If somebody is really going to change, they're going to change whether you are there or not. If they really want to change. I have one more question because I know we almost had time. One more question and I think it'll be 2-part question because I need you to, both of these, I don't want to leave without this because this is our last series on this. What about when children are involved or you are financially dependent on that other person?
That is 2 parts.
Yeah, it is.
Children are people too. They feel. They understand more than you think. They have emotions just like you do.
Yep.
If they understand their emotions, they understand yours sometimes. If they get angry, they know when you're angry. When something's not right, they know when something's not right.
Yeah.
They hear the little comments. They feel the times you try to quiet the argument down a little bit. You don't think they can hear. So children are more aware than we give them credit for. But at the same time, we have to show them how to reconcile. We have to show them the other side of an argument. We have to show them that it doesn't have to stay that way.
Yeah.
And that it's okay to be human, to feel, to express, but at the same time, apologize. Recognize what you've done wrong.
Yeah.
Be accountable. Take responsibility. But we also have to teach them the other side of those things.
Yeah.
They shouldn't always feel tension. They shouldn't always see anger. They shouldn't always hear smart comments and remarks with each other. They should see love as well.
Yeah.
They should know how to rebound from these things. Because someday they're going to be in your spot, maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe not. But if they are, whatever you put in them is going to come out of them at some point. That's the foundation. So just keep in mind while you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing what you're doing, you're laying a foundation for that child or those children that are watching you.
So I want to jump in because sometimes what we do when we stay in situations that are dysfunctional, we're teaching our kids because they're watching us. Our daughters are learning this is what love looks like. Accept disrespect to keep the peace. Shrink yourself to make other people feel comfortable. Your needs don't matter as much as keeping the family together. Women tolerate this. And your sons are learning this is how men treat women if you're being disrespected. Or this is how women treat men if he's being disrespected. Men don't have a voice if dad is being disrespected by mom. This is what relationship look like. Disrespect is normal. And let me add this, because our children are watching everything. They see how you speak to each other. They see the tension. They hear the arguments. You just talked about that. How are we showing them the balance? And one of the things that I always promised myself raising my children, I was never going to stay in a relationship for them. I'm sorry. I ain't staying in no disrespect, because I experienced that. And I'll never want to stay in something because I got to stay because of financial gain. I was sitting, we're gonna give you a story. Story time. In our relationship, we split up and we almost divorced. And y'all, if you followed us for a while, we've already told the story a while. But we split up. I was in my place and Andre was in his place. And I promise you, I did not have, from a financial point, I did not have enough to make ends meet with a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhouse and car and all those. I don't know how, other than the God. I ain't gonna say I don't know how. I know how. God took care of it. And we were split up for a year. And I was like, okay, I don't even got the finances to do this. But I know I can't stay in this right where we are right now, because this is not good for me. And it's not good for the kids. And they see this. And the thing with our kids is they never saw us fight. They never saw us argue. So when it did happen, they were very upset because they're like, what you talking about? Why? I don't understand. Anyway, again, I said to myself, I'm not going to stay in a relationship if just to stay in a relationship. And I say all that to say is, don't say because there's a financial thing tied to it, because we serve a God who provides everything. And sometimes you need that space, because we split up for 6 months. Then we started going to church. And I'll say this. God brought spiritual leaders in our life at a time where we needed it most. And what we learned in that season was how to pray, how to go to God, how to give everything to Him, and then allow Him to order our steps. And when we start allowing God to order our steps and put Him in the center, in the midst, the forefront of our marriage, that's when everything else fell in place. Everything goes back to Him. It does. Everything goes back to Him. But so I say that to say, sometimes people can weaponize parenting. And that part could be that financial piece. If it's toxic, if it's dysfunctional, just think about what your children are seeing, because we're teaching them what a relationship looks like, and they will copy what they see, or they won't. They'll say, I don't want this, and they'll do something different. They very well, but don't you want your children to know what a healthy relationship looks like based on the example that you put in front of them?
I just want to go back to Miss Tracy's comment.
What? Which one? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
When I heard the word lucky, it kind of, yeah.
That's the word.
I know. But Miss Tracy, I don't want you to be lucky. I want you to be blessed. I know those are your words, but I remember a long time ago, I went to Cracker Barrel. There was this lamp, and it said, "I'm not lucky, I'm blessed." So I never got the lamp. I looked for it. They ran out. But when I hear the word lucky now, I always think of the word blessed.
So flip it to, okay, so let's look at that again. So sometimes it's performance at first. Then if you are blessed, it becomes a permanent change. Okay, there we go. All right. We are at time. We are over. Thank y'all for being a part of the podcast. A lot of great interaction tonight. Thank you all for your comments and thank you for listening. For next month, the month of June, we will have an author series. So if you know some authors, we want to have them on the podcast as guests. And plug in. If you are in the Kankakee area, I will be at the Kankakee Public Library on May 29th at 5:00 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. We are doing interviews. We are doing book signing. We're going to have a little fun. So if you are in Kankakee, Illinois on May 29th, come to the Kankakee Public Library and come see me. We will see you all there. And thank you all so much. I'm going to turn it over to you.
And I want to say thank you to Sister Tanya and everybody else who joined. Who else do we have that we didn't mention?
Oh, hold on, wait. We have Felicia. Yes. Felicia joined us. Tanya joined us. Michiko joined us. Our cousin Deja joined us. We had Tracy. Stephanie joined us. Oh, we got a lot of people that joined us tonight. All right. Who else we got? I know Chanel came in. Tosh came in. Tanika was on. Oh yeah, we had quite a few people tonight. So thank y'all so much for coming on. And we had a couple people on YouTube, but I don't know who it is. If you are still on YouTube, you want to jot down who you are, we'll acknowledge you as well. But thank you so much for joining. And don't forget, if you have not listened to our podcast or you missed the podcast, go to YouTube and all the videos out there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So don't want to overlook anyone who has taken their time, their precious time to join us. So we acknowledge all of you. We appreciate all of you for being with us. So thank you again. And until next time, be safe, be aware, and God bless you all. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you for tuning in.